Good morning and welcome to Newsfirst Prime Time Sunrise.
It is the 9th of September 2014, a very gloomy Tuesday morning. I'm Shayan Rampati and welcome to Newsfirst Prime Time Sunrise live on MTV Sports. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. Four-year-old child abducted from Ambokolawaba, Kurunegala. High-risk dengue warning issued to several areas in Colombo lifted. Election monitors deem that flouting of election laws in Munragala cannot be controlled. Iraq swears in new government with Sunni and Kurdish deputy prime ministers after weeks of deadlock. Now for those stories in detail. A 4-year-old female child has been abducted from the Nikadalupota area in Ambokolawaba, Kurunegala. Now the police said that they have received a complaint in this regard. The abducted child's father stated that Pramara Keshani Vijayakon had been abducted in the early hours of this morning. Honorable Bandara Vijayakon spoke to Newsfirst stating that he had filed a police complaint with regard to the abduction. It was at around 9:30 p.m. and my two children were sleeping by the side of the bed. My wife and my infant and I were sleeping. My son was in the corner and my daughter was sleeping on the other end of the bed. They have cut out the polythene sheets that were covered. They have entered the house after cutting the polythene shield. They have covered the mosquito net as well. They have also cut my wife's clothes. They have taken our door keys. When I looked for the keys, I realized that they have stolen the keys. They have not opened the back door, but they have somehow removed the polythene shield to enter the house. My son was telling me that he can see moonlight and I woke up right away. It was at around 2 a.m. and I realized that my daughter was missing. The Colombo Municipal Council says that the dengue high-risk alert, which was in effect in several areas in Colombo, has now been lifted. Newsfirst contacted the Chief Medical Officer of the CMC, Ruan Vijayamuni, in this regard.
When we look at the statistics over the past 5 years, among the 47 divisions in Colombo, we identified 21 divisions as high-risk zones for possible spread of dengue in the month of June. We were able to reduce the risk of the spread of dengue with the dengue eradication program we conducted in several areas in Colombo. We cannot name any area as a high-risk zone in Colombo because we have managed to control the number of dengue cases reported in the district of Colombo.
Devotees gathered in their numbers to the Veragala Sri Vardhanagarama Purana Viharya to pay homage to the sacred hair relics of Lord Buddha, which had made its way from the Gangarama Viharya in Colombo. Now, a correspondent in the area stated that the exposition of the relics continued until the early hours of this morning. The sacred hair relics of Lord Buddha were transported from the Colombo Gangarama Viharya to Mavanala by air. A special puja was also held at the Veragala Sri Vardhanagarama Purana Viharya last afternoon. Several dignitaries, including Minister Ranjit Simbalapitiya, participated at the puja. The relic exposition, which commenced yesterday, will conclude at 3 p.m. today. Newsfirst is the media sponsor of this initiative, which was organized by the Ranjit Simbalapitiya Foundation. Making headlines this morning, election monitors point out that the flouting of election laws within the Munragala district has reached a state of being out of control. Executive Director of CAFE, Kirti Thenakon, said that the police has not been successful in implementing the directives issued by the Elections Commissioner with regard to flouting of election laws.
The significance in the Munragala district in comparison to other districts of the country in which the polls are scheduled to take place is that we have come to understand that the district is more inclined to working against election laws. Majority of incidents on the election law violations have been reported from the district. The Election Secretariat is vested with the responsibility to take action to remove such propaganda posters and hoarding by assigning state officials to carry out that task. The Election Secretariat dismantled around 300 illegal campaign officers over the past 3 days in the Monragala district. Around 57 incidents related to election law violations have been reported in the district, and in all of the complaints lodged, it has come to light that the police have fallen short to ensure the security of the people and their properties.
Now, media spokesperson of the Network for Election Monitoring, Attorney-at-Law Chaminda Gunasekara, said that reports have emerged of incidents where certain factions were engaging in propaganda activities while travelling in vehicles without number plates.
The Network for Election Monitoring has received 223 complaints from the Monragala district thus far. A high number of election law violations have been reported in the recent past. We have come to understand that the measures taken by the election officials and the police have fallen short of meeting the need to contain malpractices with regard to the breach of election laws.
However, when inquired about such incidents from police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rona, he said that the police are taking all necessary steps to control such illegal propaganda activities.
Total number of 52 complaints have been received in respect of the Ua Provincial Council election. 38 complaints have been received from Monragala district, whereas 14 complaints received from Badula district. 30 persons have been arrested in connection with offences of election violence and election law violence. In addition to that, we are conducting mobile patrols, foot patrols and motorcycle patrols in the area in order to prevent election violence, and we have already deployed 3,500 officers in order to perform duties in respect of election. Snap roadblocks also are implemented in the area. We are planning to deploy total number of 11,000 officers for the election that is held on the 20th, and we are deploying the officers on the 17th, and they will be performing their duties until the conclusion of the election. And we do our best to prevent election violence, but we need support and cooperation from the candidates and their supporters.